Welcome back to Spud Sanctuary. This is your host, Big Potato. We are continue on our tutorial to start a colony on the Terra biome. So in the last episode, we have started on our oil. So we've reached out our oil, we started our little industry over here, and we are starting to make some steel. We got about, oh, hold on. Oopsie, sorry about that. We got a bit of steel now being made, so about a ton and a bit over. Now, the main reason that we need steel is that we are getting into cooling. And in the cooling, we have the thermal Aquatuner, which is the best cooling device that you will have. And it comes with a overheat temperature of 125. Unlike other machines, they overheat at 75. Normally the machines overheat at 75 degrees. Okay, this one's not. So all your like energy generators, they all have an overheat temperature, and that's 75 degrees. Unless you make it out of a different material. Now the reason we use steel is so if you hover over steel, it says overheat temperature plus 200. So this will kick the overheat temperature of our thermal Aquatuner to be over 325 degrees. We can make it out of gold amalgam, but the overheat temperature for gold amalgam is only plus 50. So it's 175. The cooling will not be sufficient. Okay? The other part of the cooling is taking a sip of your coffee. The other part of the cooling is steam turbine. So what steam turbine do is it takes the steam from underneath. I can't build it because I'm missing some material. So it takes the steam from underneath. So you can see from the image, there's 5 sort of suction cups on the bottom. And they will take steam in, and the steam turbine will convert that steam into power. And of course, not all of it is converted into power, but some of that heat is absorbed by the steam turbine itself. So we need to cool steam turbine quite religiously as well. All right. So now that being said, this is our next step. Once you have plenty of steel, and you got a bit of steam, you got a bit of steel. Now we need to get some plastic. We need to get at least 200 plastic, and then start expanding our industry, production, and really ramp that up. Okay. Now, in order to ramp it up, we need space. We need a big space where we can ramp up, all of that production. So, we need to decide where to put that production. I am thinking somewhere over here. So I have decided that I'm gonna do this. Oops, I can't do that yet. So I've decided I'm going to seal off this area and all the way down. Okay. And this entire area plus this area over here, I'm going to demolish. So basically, let me get out of this. So this entire area and this entire area up here is going to be my my initial industrial revolution area. Okay. All right. So the immediate job that we need to do is basically seal this area off like that. So seal this down and across. Open this area up so we have carbon dioxide coming down, and then also demolish this bit, and we're just gonna seal it off around here. Okay, this entire area here, this L shape, this fat L shape, is going to be our next industrial area. Okay. Now that being decided, I have to do a little bit of work, so I will come back after I have done a demolishing and a layering out. Then we'll start. Okay. Start our industrial expansion. Now before we do that, I just want to double check always on our duplicate need. As we know, we are already on a lot of there we go, a lot of, I just unpaused the game, a lot of food, 286. So we have plenty of cooked seafood, and once we have the natural gas, which will be a byproduct of the industrial expansion, we will have surf and turf, because combining the barbecue and the cooked seafood, and you can see we have 80,000 kilocalories of barbecue. And now infinite storage right here is working nicely at negative 21 degrees. And this thermal regulator is only running at 34 degrees, so not too hot at all. We still have this powering our base. Although I should allow my dupes to finish some like supplying jobs, so just fill those bins up a little bit. As you can see, it's empty on coal, so I would like them to start filling that up. Our hydrogen is backing up a bit. Okay, so we're having a lot more hydrogen in here now. We probably need to open up a second layer and have a second layer of reservoirs. I'll see how that goes. If that becomes halfway full, I will need to immediately do something about it. Okay. The other issue here is oxygen. Of course, we don't have oxygen problem. We're pumping this water up into the water sieve, and oh, sorry. At the moment, we are using piss water from the toilets, and once that is, drained, I'll probably have to keep an eye out for it in the next 5 cycles. Then we'll start using the polluted water down here. Okay, we'll just have 2 pipes feeding this water sieve. And the water sieve will then feed the electrolyzers, then the electrolyzers will spit out. Unfortunately, this water is polluted water, but because it's food poisoning germs, it's okay. Plus, germs is not an issue because we have 3 levels of our living areas filled with fluorescent germs. So other germs are going to find a very, very difficult time to come in here. So they are smelling flowers. They really like that. We have almost 4 full ranches. Yeah, 4 and an extra 1. Ranches are full of pretty much like hatches. That's why we are eating a lot of barbecues. I am also still waiting for a rancher. I haven't been able to gotten any rancher. Why are they? Yes, that's correct. They were heat struck. Although they says 29 degrees, some of these briars they're 29.5 because the area here is 33. But fear not, cooling is coming, but we need to expand our production first, and then we'll sort out the cooling probably in the next episode. But this one we're gonna expand the industry first. Now the next requirement is carbon dioxide. Really, we have no problem with carbon dioxide. If we have a look gases, so this is where all the carbon dioxides are. This is where it should be at, and everything else is pretty much just falling down. It's pretty much just falling down. And this is the giant carbon dioxide pit. Right. Then, the oxygen is not a problem. The toilet is definitely not a problem. Their food is not. So all of our need is satisfied. And what I'm going to do now is, while they are still producing steel down there, I am going to cut. I'm just going to start recording. I'll probably just cut this next section of the video. and go straight into designing our industry. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is, yeah, this is gonna be all dug out. Okay. So first thing first, boom, 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 and I'll just do this. I'll leave a little bit over here so they can all help out, and dig through all of this. Dig through all of this. Maybe I want to ranch the Draco somewhere else, but I'll do the cleaning up later. So basically all of this will be dug out, and including the slime land. Alright, I'll cut the video and I will, yeah, I'll just do some digging. Alright, 5 or 6 cycles later. Alright, so what we have done is we've cleaned out this entire area, and I still feel like this area is not big enough, but it'll be enough for like a starting area. So you just gotta clear out a fair bit of chunk of area first. I have collected quite a bit of sorry, I've how do I say that? Sorry, I've queued up quite a bit of construction over here, so they're gonna be busy for quite a while. And also I've set up a little air pump here. This air pump will help us. Oh, what's happening? Oh yeah, I mean this view. Okay, so alright, this is going to be our steam room, well, at least the initial steam room. This is 20 tiles wide. That means that we can fit 4. We can fit 4 steam turbines up there. Alright. And we will fill it up with a bit of water, and that'll be good to go. And then we're going to seal off this room. Now this room is basically a what do we call it? The temperature insulator, where it's going to become vacuum, so the temperature from this room is not going to get into that room, is not going to get into that room, because this is going to be completely different temperatures. But we do need to conduct the power still through, because the steam turbine is going to produce power for us, and we need that to be conducted all the way down to our power room over here. Right, so that'll be another thing to do. The other thing I have done is redone my oxygen piping, so that'll be cleaned up. I have also did a second airlock, so once that is built, all the air is going to be pumped out of here, and this will be our vacuum to insulate all the temperature. Alright. The other thing we need to do, I actually forgot, I need to make some initial plastic, and the plastic is going to go, we'll start the initial ones over here, and we also need to have some steel. It's either steel or you give it a little bit of water. Now the machine that we need is called the polymer press. You can make it out of gold amalgam. They do produce quite a bit of heat, so just bear that in mind. And they produce a little bit of water, a little bit of steam. So we're just gonna like circle them in like that. And what I like to do is, first of all, is that 6? Yes, it is. What I like to do is put a signal switch right in between them, so I can control how much they make. And I need a metal tiles. What do I make it? Maybe make it out of copper for this area. Oh, we do need to make another batch of copper. There we go. Unfortunately, actually, no. We don't need to make it down up here. We can make it down here. So we do need to make another batch of copper. Oh, we can make a lot of steel. Or I can just stop making steel for now. Yeah, I can stop making steel for now. Oh, I can stop making steel for now, and we will transport the steel production up here. But I will stop the hot heat production up here inside our base. I'll stop. So, all right. So what have I done here? So I know the steam turbine is going to be on top here. There's going to be 4 of those, and I need to have coolant circling around it. Yep. And in order for the coolant to be done, we are also going to have an Aquatuner here, and that needs to have a sensor, which is going to be, so the coolant coming out of here will be censored to control whether the Aquatuner needs to turn on or off. So the idea is we will use the water that we're gonna put in here, and we're actually gonna use the polluted water from our toilet to come down straight in here and then loop. What we're gonna loop it in is loop it through here, give it to the Aquatuner to cool, and then loop it back to the to go behind the steam turbines, and then coming back, and then go loop over here again. Alright, so that will be the loop. Or I can go into steam turbine first. No, I'll go into our water supply first here, and then I'll loop into the, yeah. So that's the idea, is to, what I'm gonna planning to do is use this one Aquatuner to chill this water and keep this water at about 20 degrees, and at the same time cooling down our steam turbine as well, all in the space of here. So all the heat that it transfers is going to dump into the steam room here. You need to be wrangled. And actually, no, we'll do that later. Alright. So, alright, they're finishing up here too. So they're doing really, really well. So what's here is going to be the entrance into our production area. The area will be separate, so they'll all be sealed off. I do need more copper if somebody... Ah, okay. The other way you can get more... okay, let me start the industry first. So, this is sealed up. We need to create a steam room. So what we're gonna do is just fill it in with water, like such. Now our steam room, I like to keep my steam room 3-row high, and it's going to be all the way up here. So that is going to be a 60 tile steam room. 60 tile steam room, a 60 tile steam room, it will, so we need at least around 20 kilos per tile. 20 kilos per tile, so that is 1.5 tons. So if we get 6 bottle, maybe 7 bottles of water, should be enough. That'll be 1.2, so that'll give us about 20 kilos per tile. So this is, yeah, there should be plenty of water coming down. This is already 4 kilos, so let's let them finish it off. I'm just gonna get some water in it. And once there's some water in there, what we're gonna do is just use some sandstone and just cover it up like that. Yep, and we will put, because we are making some plastic as well. We need to make some plastic. Just gonna make this out of steel. It's only 200. It's not that bad. We're gonna put it over here. And yep, it's gonna wait for a little bit more. So if each of these tiles have about 60 kilos of water, that'll be really good. And that will mean our each tile up here is gonna be 20 kilos. Oh, this Drekka is getting on my mind, getting on my nerves. Alright, come on, somebody. Good job, excellent. Alright, I think we will have enough water now. Alright, so how much? Let's disable these. So this is actually 80. This is way more than enough, way more than enough. Okay. So I'm gonna ask them to build like this. Alright. And we'll just see the magic. Oh, yes. We'll need to seal that off. This is a lot easier than like vacuuming the whole thing out. You just build a tile on top and you can see like there's no air. Everything is water. And once everything's sealed off, we'll then come in and demolish the sandstone tiles, clean it up, build whatever that we need inside. Alright, when we have the second tile, we can do like that. Just gonna fill it up. There we go. Good call, we can demolish them and get more sandstones. Excellent. Excellent thinking. So what's building the tiles do is it's actually squeezing out all the hair, replacing all the air that is in here. And once that is built, we can demolish that and get ready for our industry. Alright, good job. Then we can seal the top bit with insulated tiles. Oh, new thing. Do I get a rancher? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting any rancher or... yeah, and it's like getting a lot of creative guys, which I don't need. I need another dedicated rancher. There we go. Look. Who was that? Who was that? Bubbles. Wow, look at you go, Bubbles. Alright, we're sealing this bit off as well. So we're gonna have to give it a 6 and seal it off. Excellent. Seal it off, and we actually need to seal all the way up here and all the way through to... now we have to seal that one off. Okay, boom, and last one is this one. Ah, downtime. Oh my god. As we go longer and longer into into the mid game, the build just takes a lot of time to do. A lot of time. Okay, I just have to explain what's this. So, because we're gonna connect all of our machines with, so most of our machines with these heavy watt conductor wires, it's got a decor of -20 per segment. So by the time you're starting over here, like, and it's how many wide? Is 4 tiles wide. So it's actually affecting 9 tiles from either side. So a duplicate standing in one place is going to be affected by 9 tiles of negative decor at negative 20 each. So that's going to be negative 180, you know, bad morale. Plus, of course, the metal refinery itself will have a negative decor. Maybe I'll have some auto sweepers in there that'll have negative decor. So a lot of this will cause negative decor. The large sculpture, has a plus 10, so that'll offset some of the negative decor that's going to definitely happen in here. So this is just going to be a decor room, and this is made of diamond window tiles, so they can see the beautiful artwork that is going to become, that these statues are going to become later on. Over there, we don't care, because this is where we're going to work at. And then underneath here, there's going to be some metal smashes here. I'm not going to be on polymer press for long. Maybe I'll just make enough plastic for maybe about 4 or 5 ton of plastic, and then that'll be it. Alright, we're almost done in our steam room. We're just going to do this. And what will happen, hopefully this does not get pushed over. Alright, there we go. And it's vacuum. There's no gas in there. And we can just do boom like this. Clean, perfect room, and then we can go in and do our business in there. Do we have more copper? Yes, we do. And I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll do this. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is just have an airtight sealed room. Unfortunately, I will need to empty this out. Over on this side, up here will be my transformers, so I actually don't need it to be this high. I just need it to be this high. Maybe I'll leave a gap in here. And the transformers will go like this. Now they do need to be made out of steel for all of this, because we are planning for the future. So we're gonna do boom boom. And they will need to be conducted with heavy wires. And the rest of it is just going to be lead wires. And you can jump that over like that. And then that line can supply the home. But what I'm going to do with this line is I'm actually going to make it supply the auto sweepers up here, as well as I do need it to, maybe I don't do a disc jump like this. How do I jump it over? I can jump it over down here. Okay, maybe I don't do it like this. Maybe I don't do it like this. Let's do it like this. Yes, let's do it like this. So it's a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna pull that up and pull this down, and all the way across like this, and go in this room as well. So that's gonna supply some of the low power maintenance demanding machines. And we are going to have a few coal generators here, but we need to give it, the coal is 3x3, but we are going to put some auto sweepers on here because we're just gonna put some so what we're gonna do is, the idea is to put your fuel source over here and have it go all the way like this. Yeah, like that. And we'll have put 3 fuel in there. Now let me check that, that's okay. So 3 coal generators over here. The one single one single auto sweeper will be able to. I have to be careful with the steel. It's already 1400. Alright, one single auto sweeper will be able to handle all of it. Okay, look at that. Perfect. Vacuum. All of this is vacuum. And you better be wrangled and relocate to somewhere far away. Somewhere far away. I'll put you over here. Oh, what happened here? It hasn't been sealed off yet. Okay. Alright, they're just coming through here to deconstruct. Now I do need them to maybe build most of this first. And possibly build these and just up to here. I get them done first. I know I'm delaying this room. Now I just want to show it to you guys that this is now vacuum. All of our dupes can come in here and start building whatever they need to build, and that'll be maybe four. For metal refineries, and we need a little bit more ceramic as well. So maybe get like a one. Have a look. 1, 2. Maybe something like this. Okay. And wait, later on when we have enough steel, we can put auto sweepers on here. Now this room is 5 tiles high, so this will become a little bit tricky when we try to build the 5th tile up here. So I'm just gonna add a few ladders so the duplicants can reach. And the other thing you might have noticed is I have not vacuumed out this industrial area. And I actually need to seal this off. Let's seal this off first. Okay, this area is done. Now I won't use an auto sweeper here. I might just build the power stations out of gold amalgam for now. Alright. And then I will switch them out later. And this power cable is going to come down and like this. Right? So we're going to provide a power here with coal power, and we're going to use this coal power to power most of our production to kickstart this steam room. We'll need one of those. Liquor reservoir. How much is thermal? It's 1200. Okay. That is probably going to be the last of the steel. And I will put also a switch out here that controls this. Anything that doesn't overheat, you can make it out of lead. Lead's melting point is 327 C. So you're not gonna be you don't need to worry about them overheating. So 300 degrees. Hopefully this room is not gonna get to 300. Most is gonna get to about 200-ish, and then the steam turbine will take that out, take the heat out. So what's the idea of progression for the future is we're going to start this area with heating just this room up. just this room up with this room is going to become about 200 or so degrees of steam, and that's going to power up the turbine. We are going to supply this area with not going to connect the power just yet. We're going to supply this area with a little bit of energy, and then we're going to build some batteries in here as well. I might actually need to restart the steel. Actually need quite a bit of steel. Hold on. Alright, gonna resume the steel. Oh, also, I'm just gonna put... this is copper? I'm using copper for this? The bridge that... Okay, I'm just gonna leave the conductive bridge. Alright. That's no wonder I'm like a bit low on copper, because I haven't replaced all my cables with lead yet. Oh, 3 eggs. Is that 3 over here? There we go. Parkour eggs 3. So they are all laying eggs. And they might have a chance of laying a cold egg. So they are laying tropical eggs as well. Alright, food is not a problem. Oxygen. Plenty of water. Plenty of water. Alright, come on. Build it up. Alright, I'm just gonna cut the time a bit again, and we'll fast forward to when I finally upgraded this area and put on some batteries as well. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, no rancher. I'm really looking for a rancher. None of these are needed at the moment. Okay, copper it is. Copper's good. Alright, just gonna fast forward this now. Alright, okay, what feels like, I think, 20 cycles later. Alright, welcome back again. Alright, finally we can start doing something. So, what's happening here is, finally we got some power going. Not enough. just a bit of coal generation. So, the power... What we have set up here is there is a spine of the major power going across. I might actually flip this spine to the back sometime later. Why is that red? Why is that saying it's overloaded? Why? Why is that red? Okay, I hope that doesn't cause any problem later. Okay, so here's a spine, and then we're gonna have some power cable running behind here for our steam turbines. So what I have set up here is just a little power. I have not turned on the Aquatuner just yet. It took a little bit of... so our cooling loop is up and running. There's a reservoir of, I believe, 400 kilos stuff in there, so that should be enough. I need to deconstruct that bridge. I'm trying to pump out all of the gases that's in here. If I can. So this is the vent is overpressuring, so it might be a bit of problem. That might take a little bit of time to push out all the gas out of there. So this might become a bit slower. There's still a few grams. Okay, so what else is here? I've set up an automation wire to control how much, of course, the coal mine is generating. There is a transformer that directs a little bit of power out inside here. Now this power is already at 1200, and that means we cannot have both the power over here and the Aquatuner on at the same time. So this will have to be controlled a bit later. I believe I might need a separate wire. I think it's probably a good idea to just have a separate wire for the Aquatuner itself, and rather than overloading it, I might just do that. And hop the wire across that way, but I don't want to connect it just yet. And then I'll use another double for this. Oh, I forgot how long it needs to be. Anyways, that should be enough. And also we need a wire just for these. Okay. Alright, we'll wait for them to be built. At the same time, I am upgrading all of my copper cables into lead cables, so just saving a little bit more copper. Alright, so is this... No, 500 kilos. This shouldn't be over... Oh, maybe it is. I might need to pump this just to the outside then. I might just pump this to the outside. Yeah, why not? Let's just pump this to the outside. So what? Okay, let's build this quite urgently because I do want this area to be vacuumed out. This is the only room that I'm going to vacuum out in this build. The rest of the gas, I'm not really caring. And the other thing also here, this is done. So this piping is done. Everything else is done for our Aquatuner. So we're just gonna do this, build this one first, just to lock it in, and then we can mop up the water, close out the gap. There's 60 kilos in here already. There's plenty. Yep, perfect. There's 60 kilos of water just in there. 60.3. 59.7 kilos. So this will be 20 kilos of atmospheric pressure just in here. Alright, let's speed that up a little bit. And also we have got a new rancher. He is actually very interested in ranching and operating, so this will come very handy later on. You want to dig? Yes, you need to dig. And also Joshua needs to get your mechatronic engineering. Stinky also need to get your mechatronic engineering, so that is all happening. Alright, the other thing that I have done here is a little bit of snaky for the first one for the Max, come on. A little bit of interruptions. I gotta pause the game while I play. Oh, poke shot. Oh, poke shot. Yeah, the rest of them are not that good. Anemic, I'm trying to avoid. So what I'm gonna do with poke shot is wrangle and relocating into here. Okay, sorry. Alright. What I was saying, there, I had to avoid the Aquatuner, and I was trying to sort of figure out how to snake this across. This is all good. This is all good. And so what will happen is the heat will come in here and dump its heat in there, and then coming out back out, and then dump its heat again in here, and then coming back out. So this should heat up this area in here. Now that done. And what is that? That also needs to happen now. Do we have a lot of... Yes, we still have 250 kilos of piss water left over, which is very good. They need to be deconstructed. Quick. Alright. How are we going? Milligrams? Oh, it's not even built, and it's like... I think milligrams it is handling. I think milligram is handling. That should be fine now. Yeah, milligram it'll just start going in a pipe, and whenever it has a little bit of pressure to go out, it'll go out. So this should be vacuumed out very, very quickly. Also, I've requested... It's okay, it doesn't matter. I requested deconstruction of this tile and that tile because I want to save some crude oil. But I don't think it matters. It's not too much. 100 kilos here and there is not too much. Alright, I just want this to be vacuumed out. Now, I put a bit of just a signal switch, so I can manually control when to turn on and off this the oil refinery. Probably don't need that anymore. Now also I am piping. There we go. So this pipe hasn't finished yet. This is the oil pipe coming from down there. That was just piping into the the metal refinery at the time. But we are going to use the same pipe and pipe all the oil back up past this area and into our oil refinery in here. Now I've used metal tiles for the oil refinery because I just wanted to conduct the oil, the heat. All of this area is going to be 200 degrees anyways, so it's not going to matter. Alright, come on. Once this is done, then we can start producing the plastic. As you can see, what will happen is the oil will come in. Max? Yeah, what Max is trying to sort of Max trying to take a little bit of things from here for ranching. So, but he's not moving very fast, and he has to walk underwater, so he's getting a bit sick. Alright. So, come on, let's pump it out. It's MCG now. Alright. And, okay, while that's happening, I will also put in... I'm making everything out of steel at the moment, so it is, except for these two, which these two are temporary. I'm only using it to make a little bit of plastic, and then I'll move it out of here because the plastic will melt if I keep them inside here. For the time being, they will be alright. But anything permanent, let's say this gas reservoir, that's pretty much going to become permanent in here. Best to be a very hot, heat resistant. So we're gonna need a pipe coming down. That'll dump all the natural gas in here. And then we will need to pipe it up into our kitchen sometime. I might just go around the place, like go under here, and then go across the hydrogen, go around the spawn, and go into the kitchen. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. And also hydrogen will need a... oh, maybe leave a road for like that. Max is giving me a lot of alarms. Alright, cool. So this is now vacuumed out. I am going to set it back to 1000, and we are going to cut this bit of the pipe and join it back up there, and we don't need this one right now, so We'll just destroy all of this. Make the construction a little bit higher for these. Alright, so good. Fantastic job. Alright. Okay, now we can hold on, we can turn this on. However, is the pipe... Oh, yep, oil is coming. Perfect. Alright, oil is coming. We're gonna refine some oil. And also this construction will have to be a little bit higher too. Okay, somebody should come in and do the oil refining. Right, if it's above 1,000. Max, thanks for helping though. Alright, the other thing also is, as we are neglecting our carbon dioxide, it is going to pile up over in here. What I'm going to just do is put a gas pump in here and just pump in a gas into here. But I do need a bit of plastic for the high pressure vent, otherwise it's never going to get the gas out. Come on, somebody come and operate this. And also I need a pump in here. Wait, that's steel, right? Yeah, okay. I need a pump in here. It's okay if it's gold amalgam, and what I need to do is just pump out all the gas. Where to? What's the pressure here? 180, 150, 2000. Yeah, over here is probably not the deal. It's not a good way to pump it. Alright, we're just gonna bridge it out. Ah, you know what? Convenient. Let's put a gas pump here and it should be able to... Alright. Okay. I know I promised to sort of show you how to start this, but I'm not ready. So this will just be like setting up the plastic, I guess. Alright, so what's happening here is the oil refinery is taking in the oil now, and it's being used, and it's producing natural gas in here. And it's actually turning the crude oil into petroleum at 50% efficiency. So it's actually not very efficient. And then what we do is, once we have done enough petroleum, I'm going to allow this petroleum to go to, so that if there's already some in the pipe, I'm going to allow the polymer press to start producing the plastic. Alright, so we're gonna start building the first batch of plastic. So this wire only has 1400, so this should be enough. Let's go. Alright, there we go. Polymer press is starting to work, and it will push the carbon dioxide out here. It might overheat. Okay, you can see it's like 100 degrees already. So we might need to turn them off, because they're not made out of steel, and let them cool down a little bit. They'll rapidly cool down. Alright, now you can see there's a layer of water in there all of a sudden. Now that's because when they make plastic, they also produce a little bit of steam, but the steam doesn't come out straight away. You can see the polymer press now is at 60 degrees. Very cool. Immediately they start to cool down. And we can turn them back on now. And they are 61 degrees, 60 degrees, and they're actually like, okay, stable at 60 degrees. So they shouldn't overheat at, even with gold amalgam as the material. We're just gonna let them pump. So plastic is something we do need to keep an eye out. So we do need quite a bit of it. We need about a ton here, so we might need a couple ton of plastic just to be comfortable, and then we'll take that out and make plastic somewhere else. Alright, so we'll ask them to actually quickly construct that one as well, because I would like to turn on our thermal Aquatuner and start the cooling. So how is it? So what's happening here is I'm just gonna focus on this cooling loop. This cooling loop is made out of granite, and they are going around my water. So the water is now 26 degrees. I might need to put in some radiant piping in here. So what's happening here is there is a coolant loop going through my main water source and coming back into the Aquatuner to be chilled, and then going back out to chill the turbines. It is set to 25 degrees. So what will happen is, hopefully when this is coming out more than 25 degrees, it'll start chilling, and anything that's coming in here at 25 degrees should keep the water in here at 25 degrees, and then going back in. This coming back, and then they will cool the Aquatuner, cool the steam turbine first. Go into this reservoir just to stabilize the temperature, to even out the temperature of the water a little bit, and then push them back out. Alright, so once we have enough plastic, okay, we've got 300 plastic now. So what I'm gonna do is bob down the first steam turbine, and you can make them out of lead. It's not a big issue. Okay, so the power is all the way here. Alright, so for the steam turbine, it actually has a water outlet that needs to go down either on the right hand side, and if you flip it around, it's on the left hand side. So I've already decided how I'm gonna place down my steam turbines. So this is where the water is gonna come in, and I don't need that one. So alright, cool, let's speed up the construction. And then, oh Max, please. Oh, there's a bit of spillage of water. It's okay if there's a little bit of water, because this area is going to become a steam room anyways. So we don't have to worry about too much about what's happening here. A little bit of water extra, that's all fine. So they are now increasing temperature at 71. This is still handleable. If the water completely becomes steam, then that's something, because they will then evaporate and go somewhere else instead of cooling our polymer press. So right now it's okay. We don't have to worry about that. Alright, they're coming to build everything. Excellent. Good job. Oh, Max. I am so sorry, Max. Alright, come on. Let's go. Somebody, come and build. Okay, so this transformer is ready. So what I will do is disconnect this one, but connect it. Ooh, connect it through here, and I'll connect that up there. So what's happening here now is I've diverted 2k worth of power into only the transformer, only the thermal aquatuner. So that'll start running. And then I've diverted 2k power down this way into my polymer press and all of these machines over here. Alright, okay, this one's actually pumped out all the gas. This is a vacuum now. I can deconstruct all of this. And also you. And also all the cable that's in here. Alright, cool. Yeah, okay, my aquatuners start cooling now. So this has started working. This will start providing cooling to my colony. The water coming back is 31 degrees still. Alright, so the water coming in is 31. It's already 17 degree water coming into the area on top. This area will be sealed off once, but we can break it in to sort of control the power. If something breaks up here, we can still come back. Alright, let's have a look at the cooling loop. This is coming out still at 30 degrees, 29. This is coming back at 20, so that's okay. It's because the water in the tank, there's about 400 kilo of polluted water in there. So this is going to drain a lot of power on our... 2 generator is not going to be enough to handle this. See, the energy is already drained. We will need to build more. How is our production down there? Okay, nobody is producing anything down there for the time being, because I've asked them to do everything else. So this will be like the start. So you have to get a little bit of plastic for your first steam turbine. You are going to use cooling. See, this is already 40 degrees. The water down here is 60 degrees. It just does not have enough power. Okay, it's actually been turned off because the water that's coming in is now cooler, but it's still 30 degrees coming back here. So this is still 30 degrees coming back. This is 15 now coming back out. So what's in here is 26.9, 27, still raising. So this thermal sensor is set at 25 degrees to turn on. Alright, the other way that we can do this is via these hydrogen that we currently have. We are going to build... Okay, we don't have enough steel. So that's another problem, is we need lots of steel for this operation. So this original setup is still required to pump us a lot of steel out of this. So what's this? Nobody's coming to work on this. Alright, we're going to turn this one down to 6, and so people come and do more steel or copper. So this is pretty much how you would start an operation. Start your expansion of the operation is consolidate your power in here, get a couple of generators, get a few more batteries, because once that starts running, the battery will start get charged. I have put like a system of snaky coolants in here, so I don't have to come in and do it again. There is going to be more refineries, metal refineries coming down, so they're all going to be working. Also, I'm putting some temporary shift plate out of diamonds because I want it to spread all the temperature across. You can see this is only 40 degrees, 39 degrees. Over here the water is 46 degrees. So it's surely slowly being heated up. Now it is cool enough. It's 24 degrees now. This is 25 degrees coming out of the water reservoir. Now, what temperature is happening in our water? This is 23 coming back. 25, 28. Is the water... No, the water is quite hot. Why is the water dropping temperature when they come back? I might need a bit of copper. Let's put a few copper radiant pipes. Oh, there we go. We got another Volpup. Alright, Volpup it is then. Oh, there we go. We already have a place for Volpup. Alright, let's catch this thing. Can we put it down, critter? Volpup? Shovels and Volpups, right? Okay. I gotta watch out for their eggs coming down here. Alright, once we have a little bit more steel, the next thing I'm gonna do is putting a hydrogen generator. I put a couple, and we'll get that hydrogen power started and pushing that into the grid. I might just extend that all the way back here. We'll also need maybe a separate automation cable as well. I'll sort that. I'll figure that out as well. Maybe I'll use a separate smart battery to control the hydrogen generators. So for now, what's happening here is this is already 80 degrees. I'm just waiting for it to hit maybe. This is 200, right? 200 plastic. Yeah, I'll wait for it to hit 1.8, so 1800 kilos of plastic, and then I'll get that to stop, and I'll probably demolish all of that and move the plastic out as well. Alright, I might just stop these machines. Okay, I'll stop this one now. And then I'll stop when the blob falls down. That's each produces 30, so that's 60. So I'm just gonna turn it off as soon as... Oh, that's it. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off now. And we no longer need this. Okay, we're just gonna take that off. They will have a little bit of petroleum in there, which we don't really care. We're just gonna leave it on the table. Alright, so we're gonna start the... Oh my god. And we are going to pump petroleum into the metal refinery. And of course we need to connect the power as well. So we're gonna ask them to... Oh. And also like deconstruct these things. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? This over here is the building down there. That's this door. So... Oh, there's a lot of steam. This oil is very hot. I might need to change this to a mesh tile. I'm not sure if this is gonna like submerge. No, auto sweeper can go into water. It's not a problem. Oh. Yeah, that's a bit messy. That's a lot of steam. So the oil down there is hitting 100 degrees. Right, we can delete this automation as well. We can delete this, delete all the piping. Wait, okay, unreachable. Let me do something here. That's also a 7. Okay, and alright, so what are we doing here is we are going to fill this metal refinery Oh, you've done... Oh no, we are running out of refined carbon. Okay, that's not an issue. So let's make 10 refined carbons each and copy this. Oh, actually make them 7 and copy it across. Oh. I'll probably just take the copper. Yeah, just take the copper. Alright, come on somebody. Come and build this last segment. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you're not gonna build it? Alright, so what's gonna happen is the petroleum is going to start coming across and start filling up the metal refinery with petroleum. Now, why do we use petroleum? Because petroleum has just a higher petroleum has a higher boiling point at 500 degrees before they change state into sour gas, which will never get to 500 degrees, and also they have a very high heat capacity of 1.76, so they can contain a lot of heat. Of course, water, so remember this 1.76 water, although it has a 4.17 of heat capacity, it's very high, but it boils at like 100 degrees, right? 100 C. So that's not a good coolant in here, it'll just boil straight up. So we can't do that. Why don't we use crude oil? We can, but it is just a bit sketchy when the boiling point is 399. So 400 degrees, it'll flash into petroleum, and we sort of don't really want that just yet. And the heat capacity is a slightly lower, just slightly lower. It says 1.69, I believe. Petroleum, wait, let's go back up. So petroleum is 1.76, so slightly better than crude oil, but it's just the boiling point is a little bit higher. Okay, so for now, building disabled. Why would I disable the building? Okay, so what's happened is we filled it with coolant and plus a little bit in the pipe. Now what we can do is destroy this liquid bridge. I think I'm destroying the liquid bridge. Yes. We'll tell them over here to come and destroy the liquid bridge. So what will happen is there's enough coolant in there to do 2 batches of work. Alright, so we're going to do 7. And what we are going to do down there is going to say, alright, no, we don't need you to do any more. So there's 12 copper that was working on. Oh, come on. Come on, somebody. Somebody come and do something on this. Come on. Thank you. And so we got 12 copper that was back then, and let's go continuous. Now, what I will also do is have a conveyor auto sweeper set up later on, not now. I'm just gonna have an auto sweeper set up, maybe even here. But I also need a light up there. But alright, so anyways. At the same time, we've got 800 steel, so I am going to pop down a... we don't need it that far, but the automation cable is needed to go that far. There we go. Whoop. And also, probably need that. Okay. Come on, somebody come and operate on this. Okay, there we go. So the petroleum is now becoming 2 batches. So 400 kilos of coolant is going to use for one operation, and then the other one, another 400 will be used for the other. There we go. Alright. So the metal refinery is working. And copper, boom. And this should be another, okay, another copper. So what's happening here? So 100 degree is coming in, and 80 degrees, 70 degrees is coming back out. Alright, so 100 degree coming in, 90 degree coming out. Is the water being heated? Slowly but surely. Because this is it's a vacuum right now, so the heating is a little bit slower than I'd like. But sooner or later it will... yeah, it will heat up this water, and this room, entire room will become steam. And I'll just cut to the point where it actually becomes steam. Okay, welcome back. What you can see here is the water here is boiling now, right? It's almost boiling. Now coolant is coming out at 300 degrees, okay? And it's gonna flash. Okay, there's a bit of sandstone in here, I forgot to clean it out, but it's okay. So that's going to flash. It should be flashing this water now. And there we go, there's steam. And the steam is instantly becoming really, really hot. Right, now the whole room is becoming almost steam. This is very, very hot temperature coming in, and 120 degree coming back out. So this is so this is 237 in the pipe, right, coming in, and 160 leaving this chamber. So now the steaming here has hit 120 degrees. The steam turbine will turn on. So it needs to have steam at least above 125 degrees. Alright, as we now work with the metal refinery, it is going to have produce more heat for us, and the steam turbine will start working. Now at this point we no longer need our steam power at that high, so I'm gonna turn it down to 30. Oh, actually 10 and 20. So this will be our very, very, very low requirement, and this will be 50, 30. So this, so over here, this battery is controlling our coal generators. So we don't want it to kick in until really low. So we don't want to use our coal, and we want to use our hydrogen first. So our hydrogen is set at 50-30. So when it's below 50, we're asking hydrogen to turn on. And when it's below 30, we're asking the hydrogen to turn on. And as soon as it gets above 50, we want it to shut off and use the steam power instead as a primary. Alright, so we're making only steel here right now. Oh. 12 stoop. She's got rocketry as well, so... Ooh, so good. Decrease air. Diverslon? Yeah. Okay. Diverslon it is. Alright, that's our 12th dupe. That will be our latest dupe. So we are going to give her the priority to ranching and give her a brand new schedule actually. Or put her on a different schedule, Nisbet. Priority, consumables. Consumables we're good. We're good with consumables. Alright, welcome Nisbet. Alright, so somebody's gonna come and work on this steel please for me. Okay, our hydrogen is starting to work and it's gonna shut off at 50%. Done. It's all gone. Alright. So what I was doing here is I was realizing that this line of heavy cable is really detrimental to the decor over here. But right now you can see the decor is in a plus, but previously the decor, this area decor is really bad. So I changed the direction at which the cables run, and also I think I don't need that cable. Maybe I'll just deconstruct this one. Alright, and we need to connect that up and also make it build really priority. Come on, build it! Oh, okay, someone else is gonna come and build it? Alright, cool, that's fine. And then we can sort of connect a service ladder up and do things in there. Alright, so this is how you start your sort of... There's a lot of steel involved in building this. It is a bit slower start, but I just don't want to change the material once I start it. Okay, so let's deconstruct that one as well. We don't need it. Okay, so what I have left space over here for maybe room for petroleum generators and natural gas generators later on. Alright, we probably need a second metal refinery. Hold on, we don't have enough ceramic. So anyways, this is how you start. The room is already steam and there's only like 10 kilos of water in here. It's only because this machine is not running. If it starts running, then it'll heat up the room. Alright, I think this will be enough for this episode. It's long enough, and I still need to I'm gonna take out quite a few segment of this where I'm just trying to speed up the process and not waste your time as a viewer. And I hope you enjoy. And next episode we are going to really kickstart the industry and really start ramping up our steel production, our refined metal production, our energy reconciliation. So that's the next thing. Alright, thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye bye.